We've watched it all play out in court, the long-running and bitter dispute between Australian singer Vanessa Amorosi and her mother Joylene over who owns the family home. Neither of the women has spoken publicly about the family feud until now.
She was my best friend. We could talk for hours at 2 o'clock in the morning when she's overseas. When Vanessa made it, she was a young girl, 17. She came out with Have a Look. And we all ran down with the radio to the kitchen to say, Vanessa, you're on the radio.
Vanessa Amorosi was a household name, but in this household, she was Ness, the eldest of Joylene Robinson's 3 daughters.
That's Vanessa's car. It's a 1955 Morris. She brought it because she fell in love with it. She was passionate about horses and animals, and she liked her little cars.
Did fame change her?
No, I don't believe it did. But I'm talking about when she lived in Australia. When she lived in Australia, she was very down to earth, very caring, very loving.
So what changed?
I don't know.
Emotions spilling over for Vanessa Amorosi and her mother, Joylene Robinson. And it all started over money.
Rarely do we see a family feud play out as publicly as this. And yet what Vanessa Amorosi's mother thinks drove her pop star daughter to sue her has long been a mystery until now.
It's just sad. It is very sad how the music industry can make or break you.
Do you think the music industry broke your relationship?
No, I just think people were talking, they sort of were in her ear, where's your money sort of thing.
So what's Vanessa been convinced of, that you've tried to take her money or something?
I don't know. It was after she had the aneurysm she changed. Apparently it was a brain aneurysm and she had to have all this medication.
So she stopped talking to you?
Yeah, it was just nothing. And I thought, that's really strange. And then I got an email one day saying that she wanted to know a little bit about her business. And so my younger daughter and I wrote it all out for her and sent it off.
And her business being her income and earnings from her time as a singer?
Yeah, her income and, things. I'm a very honest person, right? I don't take nothing from anyone.
So it sort of sounds like she detached herself from you,
Yeah,
did she?
she did, yeah. Mm.
Were you hurt?
Oh, do you think? Of course, I was devastated.
From the moment she was discovered singing at a Russian restaurant in Melbourne, Joylene didn't miss a beat of her daughter's rise to fame.
I've got a lot of merch from Ness. They're the publicity little photos
Okay,
that they signed on the gigs.
Cool.
These are really sentimental.
What
These
are
are
they?
all the places she worked at. And they'd give it, she had to wear these,
What? So when ARIA Hall of Fame 06?
When she did a gig, she had to have one of these things on her.
Wow, A Day on the Green.
We were there for the opening and the closing, and it was amazing.
After that iconic performance at the Sydney Olympic Games, Vanessa's career took off, touring the world with lucrative returns of more than $2 million in 1 year alone. Part of those earnings paid for this sprawling semi-rural property that Joylene has called home for about 22 years.
We've never had secrets in this family. Everybody knows there was an agreement.
It was purchased in 2001 for the purchase price of $650,000. That purchase price was paid for by a company called Vanjoy Proprietary Limited that was set up to take in Vanessa's income and royalties with respect to her singing career.
Special counsel Jade Carlson from Atwood Marshall Lawyers.
Joylene did end up paying Vanessa some sum of money, $650,000, but that was on the basis that she paid back a Westpac loan that Vanessa had had.
Both Vanessa and Joylene were the registered owners of the Boundary Road home, but in March 2021, the singer went after her own mum, suing her for sole ownership.
Well, the agreement was Vanessa bought this house with her money. Right? And she said, oh, this is Mum's house for the family. And I said to her straight away, no, I won't take the house because I just don't do things like that. But let's say when you need the money, I'll sell Mackenzie Lane.
Mackenzie Lane was a second property which Joylene sold in 2014. After a 5-day trial, that so-called kitchen agreement didn't stand up in the Supreme Court of Victoria. So, in short, Joylene is being evicted.
That was horrible, to be honest. She didn't even look at me.
But it wasn't entirely a win for the pop star, who's lived in California for over a decade.
Joylene had paid $650,000 for Vanessa's benefit, and the court said, well, Vanessa has to pay back that money.
There are reminders of Vanessa all around the property, like Barney, the singer's horse, still grazing hills in front of the home. Joylene says she has until June 2nd to leave.
I do care about the house. I do love my house, but I love my daughter more.
Do you believe this home is yours?
Not anymore.
When was the last time you spoke to Vanessa?
It's got to be over 10 years. I'll always love her.
Do you think she knows that?
I would hope so. I would hope so. Sorry.
It's okay. Have you ever tried to tell her, even through all this?
No, I haven't. Because it just went too far. It just got out of control with lawyers and all that.
Outside of the courtroom, Vanessa has never spoken publicly about falling out with her mum. I met the singer and Joylene's grandson in 2019 when this was bubbling away in private and fire had destroyed precious belongings on her Californian property.
This is where I kept all of my valuables and plaques and, you know, everything I've kind of worked for since I was a kid was all kept in here.
What would you like to say to Vanessa?
Come home. Come home and join the family again. Love to meet her little son. He's my grandson. Never met him.
There's arguably no winners out of all of this. Joylene will leave the family home and all the memories that come with it. Vanessa has to cough up hundreds of thousands of dollars, and a relationship between mother and daughter is perhaps even more broken than before. It begs the question, are legal fights between family ever worth it?
If I have any agreement with anyone ever again, I'll make sure I get it written down.
Yeah, it's very sad. No winners. And Joylene says she's yet to receive money from Vanessa, who has until the end of the month to pay her.